Leave your comments on the Ask Reddit sub, and I'll read your answers on the next episode of LWIAR 2. A new dating app is launched. Instead of a photo of the person, it shows you a photo of their bedroom, car, kitchen, shoes, how they have their tea, coffee, things like that. What photo would tell you the most about someone? And would you be most interested to see to choose a potential date? I like fridge detective. You can only see the fridge or the freezer. Which one? Well, no one hides dismembered humans in a fridge, do they? Yeah, I feel like freezer has got to be the move here. What? Who cares about some stupid dismembered humans? I want to see what they do with their leftovers. And if they store their milk in the fridge door, that's an absolute deal breaker. Wait, why? It's the farthest from the center of the fridge, so the theory goes that milk won't last as long if it's stored there. I never thought about it until Wilson on the TV show House had a fight with his girlfriend about it. And I was like, I'm not sure if it's true, but it makes sense to me. I now will die on my sword defending that theory. I store my chocolate milk in the fridge door. It'll be gone in 2 to 3 days anyways. I'm definitely an adult who just loves chocolate milk and not 3 kindergarteners stacked on top of each other. Vincent Adolfman, what are you doing here? I thought you had to stay late at the business factory. I'm a big clean bedroom person. I know everyone would just tidy their room for their photo, but if it was honest, it'd be really handy for me. My therapist told me that one of her patients was depressed, so he didn't clean his room for months. Anyway, she asked him to see a picture of his room and made him clean it up because he was too ashamed. I've been there numerous times. The only time I would shower was when I had appointments at the hospital. Same with cleaning up the apartment. I'd be comatose 99% of the time until I had someone coming to visit. Then I was on autopilot cleaning like my life depended on it. Which is a good reason for me to ask people to come over, so I have a reason to tidy up, laughing face. My New Year's resolution is to have my house clean enough to not be embarrassed by a random person dropping by. It's a work in progress. Getting a dog did it for me. Constantly counter-surfing, so I installed a dishwasher. Grabbing socks off the floor so the clothes go in a hamper. Grabbing random items off the coffee table so they get tucked away. That's actually why I get a cleaning lady to come by weekly. I just moved to a new city, so I don't have anyone to invite over, but having to make sure my house isn't a hoarding garbage dump so she can clean well is keeping me in a much better state of mind. Well worth the small investment. Edit. I mean every other week when I say bi-weekly, not twice a week. I have a friend who doesn't clean for his cleaning lady. He's a mess, like leaving chicken bones in the sink and dirty clothes and dishes everywhere. Once, I picked him up at like 3:30 on a Friday to go out bar hopping. And I asked him if he wanted to maybe tidy up before we left, just in case he wanted to bring someone back to his place later, and that's when he told me, "Oh, cleaning lady will be here in like 15 minutes. I was silently embarrassed for him. I used to clean for someone like that. She was scared of most people. Her home was hoarder level dirty. I would come back and it was like that again. She is finally better now. One of the nicest ladies you could meet. She is actually too generous, so I quit visiting so I can't let her give me too much. My dad is a hoarder, and the only way he will get rid of anything is to give it away. I clean his home for him a few times a year and go through each item. I have baskets and boxes laid out for thrift store, metal scrapyard, stuff I want aka will be secretly thrown out. I just wanted you to know that if she gives you stuff, it is her way of letting go of things. It can be very difficult mentally for hoarders to give up to these items because they think it may have a use later, or they overinflate its importance. Knowing that it is going to a good home helps them let go. Side note, anyone remember that old MTV show Room Raiders, where the guy would go through like 3 people's rooms and try to determine who to date based upon their room? This could totally work. Edit. I said it once, twice, 3 times in this thread, and I'll say it again. Who freaking cares that it was clearly staged, faked? I don't know any of the girls and I don't know any of the guys. I have no involvement in any of their lives. It doesn't matter to me if they're real. It was entertaining. I didn't watch Room Raiders as a junior in high school because I thought love was in the air and that somebody would find there forever by sniffing panties. I watched it because it was hilarious. Edit 2. Some of you are really mad about my first edit. Guys, this is AskReddit. I'm sitting in my pajamas talking about a TV show from 16 years ago. Take a deep breath. I'm not that serious about the show. I honestly hadn't thought of it in over a decade until seeing this thread this morning. I was like 11 when I watched that show and didn't realize you had to sign up to be rated. So I would go to bed every night with brushed hair and a very clean room. Just in case. That's freaking adorable. They have a baseball bat in here, so now I know they're sporty. Time to bring out the black light. Definitely fertile. Their kitchen sink. Because a kitchen sink to you is not a kitchen sink to me, okay friend? For me, their kitchen cupboard. What food do they like? And presumably cook? Are they on a special diet? What brands do they prefer? Do they have decent coffee? Do they stock up on stuff like long life milk and basics like baked beans and tinned tomatoes? My kitchen cupboards are essentially a wide variety of spices and oils and vinegars. My fridge is mostly water and beer and condiments. I meal prep every week and don't keep snacks around because I'll snack all day. Really, I'd like to see their coffee collection, recipe list, and kitchen appliances, to make sure we like the same coffees, like to try and collect new recipes, and like to use a wide variety of appliances to try new foods. The last 6 meals they cooked. I wouldn't have documentation going that far back. I have this amazing personal artisan sandwich chef named James John. His father also makes pizzas for a decent price. 1. Noodles with tomato sauce and sausage. Noodles with tomato sauce and sausage. Noodles with tomato sauce and sausage. Fish. Noodles with potato sauce and sausage. I don't remember. Edit. Never expected a stupid list with a funny typo would be my most upvoted comment. Thanks. Potato sauce. Vodka. Holy crap, I love this so much. I'm now only calling it potato sauce. Their collections. Do they collect books, board games, video games, sneakers, cocktail dresses, makeup, computer parts, minerals, dead insects, skulls, empty Doritos bags, children from different mothers, fathers, Beanie Babies? I wanna know. Wow, how did you know all the things I collect? Weird. Yeah, but he missed human body parts. Video games. I would prefer not to let a potential date know how much I've spent on Steam. See, I think you are wrong here. Unless you are willing to give up gaming, then don't try to snow potential mates. Be right up front about it. Anyone that freaks out or makes disparaging comments is a hard pass. I don't care how good they're in bed. I can't even tell you how many gaming buddies my husband has lost because they got a girlfriend, wife. If gaming is important to you, which your Steam library would lead me to believe, then stick with someone who's open to gaming even if you don't play the same types of games. Or that at least has some other sort of solo hobby like reading. Does she have a 2,500 ebook library? Hubby and I been together for over 20 years now. His Steam library is extensive. Mine probably only has a dozen things in it. But I have over 1,900 hours in one game that I just started playing last May. We don't game together anymore, because I'm bad and he's an butthole. But we spend a lot of time sitting next to each other on our own systems. It works for us. To be honest, I just need an audio file of them chewing. Oh no, if this was the case I would have never given my wife a chance. I love her like no other, but she is such a loud chewer. I'm sorry, we'll never be together. I would never marry my wife if I knew how the room looked. Feels like a scene from Indiana Jones some days. Instead of snakes, cats jump up from under piles of stuff. Same. My wife is the biggest slob. Like, she seriously doesn't know how to put anything back where it goes or put new things in a place. It's just piles of stuff on every horizontal surface. Right now, since we got home from work on Friday, here are the contents of our coffee table. A heated rice bag, a bottle of honey, a tape measure, the Valentine's card I gave her, a chair slip cover still in the package, pet nail clippers, 2 separate stacks of McDonald's napkins, a guitar tuner, and a Sherwin-Williams paint swatch. That table was clear on Friday morning. We had already developed something special before I got to, see her place. LMAO, my girl used to be horrified of me surprising her at her place when we first started dating. Now that we've lived together for almost 4 years, I know she is a messy little crap, leaving garbage out on the counter, in the sink, food, drink left in the rooms attracting bugs. I put my foot down on the bug situation, and so did she when she saw what she was doing. So, as a comp, we get together every couple or few days, put on some coffee and music and clean the house. It's easier to do it together, even if it is mostly her mess we are cleaning up. Same aspect with her laundry. She has literally 5 big hamperfuls of clothes on the couch that's been sitting there for weeks. And I separate my stuff because it takes up 2 hampers, and she wonders why she still gets mad when I don't separate her shirts from pants from etc. She still don't understand when I said the first time, I ain't ya frickin' maid. Just because this was me, you or your wife might be interested in learning about hoarding tendencies and ADD. I was just a clutterbug for years. Then depression knocked me into hoarding. And now I have a really nice and clean house. My brain processes items differently. I had to understand that and try dozens of systems to figure out how I can operate with my stuff. I am so much happier now. I met someone the other day who just brought out a dating app that required a photo to be taken every day at a random time. You only had 15 seconds to take a photo of yourself, so you couldn't fake what you look like. He told me sometimes he had to take a picture in a busy metro. Pretty interesting concept. If you missed the photo opportunity, you couldn't use the app for the rest of the day. That's interesting, if not a little creepy. If you're paying enough attention, you could figure out someone's routine. Sounds like prime data mining. Yep, like a combo of location metadata for consumer trends and practice for facial recognition technology. Could you set the window so it occurred while you were awake? Though middle of the night selfies would be pretty telling. Who's there next to you? Her? Oh, that's my mom. I had a bad dream. Their bathroom. I feel like I judge a person on the state of it. I feel uncomfortable if it's in a state of really uncleanliness due to you using it to be clean. Also if their towels are constantly damp. Edit. Change spelling from there to there. I've always told my friends that when having company over, especially if it's a date, that the first and foremost thing they'll be judged on is the state of the bathroom. Whichever they use. This is always the first thing I clean if I find out someone is coming over last minute and don't have enough time to tidy everything. Next is the kitchen. It's fine to have a couple dishes in the sink, but all surfaces should be clean, wiped down. After that, I'll feel pretty at ease with someone at my place. Thank you. Had to scroll far too long to find this. I was over at a friend's house during law school. Maybe fancied her a little, but was mostly just helping her move. Got to the bathroom and I was absolutely freaking horrified. Turned off any romantic feelings I had for her immediately. Which, it turns out, was a good thing. I wouldn't want to see their car, but their vehicle's maintenance history. My last ex had a 2018 Chevy, and killed the engine because she went 60k miles without an oil change. IDKY, but this is hilarious to me. Shouldn't be, but it is. A friend's sister back in 1998 had the engine seize up. After the mechanic asked some questions, it turned out there hadn't been an oil change in 5 years. You have to change the oil. Quote, when I was 17 I slung a piston rod through the engine block when the engine on my 89 Wrangler blew. I knew you had to change the oil periodically, but I didn't realize there was something going on that made my older engine actually burn through oil over time. $1,500 later, I replaced the engine and still have that Jeep today. Although I did have to replace the transmission a few years after that because I screwed it all to hell by dropping the Jeep off a 4-foot embankment while mud bogging. In my defense, we were at the power lines and you couldn't see the drop-off until you were right up on it. Further to your defense, freaking up your Jeep by having fun with it is kinda the point of a Jeep. How they load the dishwasher. This alone would weed out the psychopaths. I'm one of those people that hyper-optimizes the dishwasher, ensuring maximum space efficiency. I assume that I am the psychopath in this equation. Can you come talk some sense into my wife? My ex-wife thought the dishwasher was like a magic box that would clean anything put inside it. regardless of spacing. She thought items could touch and even be stacked. Often she'd have something block the path of the upper sprinkler, so it couldn't spin. I always had to re-watch the dishes. She also thought cleaning meant stuffing any clutter into drawers and closets, regardless of where anything actually belonged. A room could look tidy, but behind every closet door and in every drawer was a mess of unimaginable dimensions. Edit. Thanks for the gold and all the upvotes. Or y'all made my day. And, yes, rewash, auto-corrected to rewatch. But I'm leaving it as is. Their bookshelf. Edit. I didn't realize I'd start a discussion, so I'll add to my answer. Bookshelf can mean anything from actual bookshelf to a reader to even just a list of books I've read. I love to read and can't imagine being with someone who has no interest in learning. It's not so much what someone reads so long as they show an interest in learning, expanding their minds, and enjoying a good story. Seeing their bookshelf can tell you a lot about what interest they have and the interest you share. You don't have to like the same books at all. In fact, I love the idea of sharing my favorite books with someone who's never read them, but will hopefully enjoy them, and vice versa. Playlist for sure, that'd tell a lot. Single farmer seeks woman with tractor for marriage. Send picture of tractor. Video game collection. If she doesn't have Tetris, she won't ever get my straight 4-piece. Not answering the question, but that is one of the most brilliant ideas for a dating app I've ever heard. How would one enforce this on the app though? Most people will simply put photos of their faces instead of photos of the belongings or house characteristics. Machine learning can do faces very well. Wouldn't be hard to delete pictures with faces, or even bodies, automatically. So I wouldn't be able to show a picture of my freezer then. The subreddits they're subscribed to have full access to their browsing history. You monster. Their most valuable item. It'd want to know if they select status symbols, material objects, something sentimental, or their favorite game, book, or collectible. Almost like if there was a fire and you could only grab 3 things, what would you take? Meme collection. Thanks for watching LWIAR 2. The best of all time r/AskReddit submissions and comments. If you like this video, check out the original LWIAR channel. And don't forget to like and subscribe.